as you can read by the title of this video, for this video, I wanted to talk about Vikings. So the Viking period in Scandinavia was around 800 and 1100 AD, and Vikings are very famous for being brutal and for their forays. And before Christianity was integrated into Scandinavia, the Vikings worshipped gods from the Nordic mythology. And how the Vikings saw the universe was through a tree, and in the different branches of the tree there was different worlds. So there was Asgård, that was the home of the gods, Midgård, that was the home of the humans, and Utgård, home of giants and evil powers. And then there was Hel, which was the kingdom of death. Sometimes people could see the bridge over to Asgård, to the home of the gods, and it was by seeing a rainbow. So that no one unauthorized would get up to Asgård, there was a guard guarding the bridge. This guard was called Haydon, and it just sounds really cute that he was guarding the rainbow. Heimdall has gold teeth and incredible hearing. He can hear the grass grow. Heimdall also has a horn called Jallarhorn, and when he blows in that horn, it can be heard throughout all of the worlds. So the Vikings worshipped quite a lot of gods, but the main god is Odin. He's like the boss god, the main god. And he decides that all the other gods should protect the humans from trolls, giants, and evil powers. Odin takes out one of his eyes and drops it in the Well of Wisdom, which makes him able to see everything that's happening in all the different worlds, and also what is going to happen. He lives in Valhall with his wife Frigg, and together they have the sons Thor and Balder. Odin has a horse, but not just any kind of horse, an 8-legged horse. Odin has given the weekday Wednesday in Swedish, which is onsdag. Odin, onsdag. A for effort. So Thor, or Thor, is Odin's eldest son, and he's the god of thunder. He has his hammer, Mjolnir, and when he hits with his hammer, you hear thunder. Thor has given us the weekday Thursday in Swedish, which is torsdag, and it makes more sense. Torsdag, Thor, Odin, onsdag. It makes more sense than Wednesday. Then we have Loki, or Loki. He's not actually a god apparently, but he's very skilled in magic. He enjoys causing hazard, lying, teasing, and Loki is the mother of Odin's 8-legged horse, Sleipnir. Because Loki is a shapeshifter, because why not? So he shapeshifted into a horse, and then he got pregnant as a horse. So he had to stay in the shape of a horse until he gave birth to Sleipnir, and then he could change back into whatever the hell he is. Balder is Odin and Frigg's son. He is said to be the most brightest and beautiful and flawless god. He is loved by everyone except Loki, so Loki kills him, but makes it look like an accident. But plot twist, Balder comes back. And lastly, we have Freya, because you gotta have a female god. You gotta have a goddess in the video. You can't go without a female god. Freya is the goddess of love and fertility. It says that she's married to a normal man, but at the same time it says that Freya and Frigg are similar, so I don't know if they're the same person. It's very confusing. It's all very confusing. Valkyria, or Valkyrie, are Odin's helping spirits. Valhalla is the Hall of the Fallen. It's where all the worthy of a home after death come. So it's a little bit like heaven, except it sounds much more like a party. An honourable mention, Ragnarok is a series of happenings that lead to the end of the world. mentioned a little bit about Vikings' religion and their gods and goddesses, I wanted to tell you a little bit about Viking funerals and Viking graves. When a Viking died, the body would be burnt, but later when Christianity was integrating, it was forbidden to burn the body. If the deceased was a chief or a famous warrior, they would be burnt on a longship. Sometimes the longship were on land, but they could also be floating in the water. It was very common for the deceased to receive grave goods, and this could include weapons, jewelry. Sometimes even the widow was sacrificed at her husband's funeral. It was important for the deceased to be buried in the right way so that the person could keep their same social standings in the afterlife as in the previous life. It was also to prevent from becoming a homeless soul forever wandering. A funeral for a thrall or a slave was just to put the body in a hole in the ground. A slave could also be sacrificed at their master's funeral so that he would become useful for his master in an upcoming life. Viking graves are big stones or slabs, and they're called stone ships, and they usually surround graves and cremation burials, and some of the Viking graves are still standing to this day. I recently went and saw some Viking graves in Fjäråsbräcka, and the place where the Viking graves are stood is called Li Gravfält, and there's one stone that is so high, and it's called King Frode's stone, and it's 4.7 meters high. When King Carl XV visited the site in 1865, he said that "Här har ädelt blod flutit, oss höves att ära det," which means that there was an important person who was buried there and that we should honor that person. And by doing so, he decided that the people of Sweden were not allowed to, because previously people had taken old rocks, like Viking graves, to build new houses for themselves, but King Carl XV said, "Stop what you're doing." So by doing that, people were not allowed to take the stones as building material. And in the same place where I went to see the Viking graves, there's been findings of items dating back to the Stone Age and the Bronze Age and the Viking Age. How cool! There's so much more to talk about in this topic. Let me know if you want another Viking / Sweden / Swedish video. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and if you're new, subscribe to my channel. I would be very happy, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye. So Tor keep their social standings in the afterlife. Same social standings. So jävla nära. Are big stone or slabs that surround the stones or slabs surround the graves and cremation burials. Jag får panik! Varför kan jag inte bara...
Hade man sandaler från Italien på vikingatiden?
Jag tror det.
Ja.
Jag tror det.
Jag tror de var där och röva.
Ja, ja.
Annika, titta vad jag får! Så fint! Filmar du?
Ja.